Okay, I'm Louise Beach, as you can probably see, and you are?
Gemma Oaten,
Woo! This is so weird.
coming to you live from Fulham in my stinky little flat.
With your, with your dressing gown in the back of the door.
With my dressing gown at the back of the door. And I got dressed out of my pyjamas, but as you can see, they're my muddy jogger bottoms for Miss Ruby.
Hi, Ruby. Oh,
We've just been for our daily exercise, aligning with protocol for COVID-19.
Well, I'm posh at the top, but I've just got my leggings and my slippers on at the bottom.
Oh, good. I was going to put a nice top on, I'm not going to lie, and then I thought, oh, do you know what? You don't mind, you're a whole lass. Keep it real.
Yeah, now, is it because you're a whole lass, do you think, that you got asked? Because Gemma has basically been asked to narrate this. Ta-da! So how did that come about that you got asked then? What happened?
I think it came through so I think they were looking for an authentic whole voice, which just, I love that, obviously, and we'll go into it, but when you read it, you understand why. And, just sort of looked at my availability really, but sort of seeing that, I think maybe the connections with Hull Truck Theatre that I've had in the past, certainly doesn't hurt that, I've done a bit of telly and stuff like that. So yeah, when I got asked, I just jumped at the chance, and actually, can you hear me? Sorry, say that again.
I said I'm just listing your credits. Casualty, Emmerdale, just listing them.
Oh yeah, Holby City,
of course.
Beauty and the Beast, circa 2016, Mother Goose. Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
No. Sorry, my audio went a little bit weird then, so sorry if I spoke over you. So they asked me, and then, even when they asked, they put feelers out to quite a few different people. But I immediately jumped on my email, and I don't know if this got me the job or not, but I was like, oh my God, she's an usher in her spare time at the Hull Truck Theatre. She's everything that I love about Hull. She's done good. I need to do it. I want to do it. So I sent like this gushing email back to my agent. So I think they sent it on to audiobooks. Is it Audible? And I got the job. So, and then we started recording it, and unfortunately, it stopped as soon as we started.
I know. You shared that.
All in good time.
I know. How far did you get then? Just one day?
We did about 7 hours.
Wow.
We did a good 7 hours. So we got to probably about page, just shy of a third. I reckon we got to page 85. And I think there's like over 300 pages, didn't they? 337 pages. So we got there. But I think what will happen, in all honesty, is we'll start from the top. When we go back to recording it, I think we'll start from the top. And I think that was just something that me and the producer, Johnny, spoke about, because it's my first audiobook. And I was quite nervous, which sounds silly, but, I really wanted to do you a service. And, it's something that's going to be there forever. And as the day went on, my confidence grew with what I was doing. So actually, when we finished for the day, we were like, if we've got time, we might just go back on it again, just because it was such a wonderful process for me to start learning how it works, but also to start understanding Chloe a little bit more and the characters a little bit more. And so I'm really excited to go back to it.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so sad that it had to end. It's a shame if they couldn't somehow do it from home, but I guess they've got the equipment, haven't they?
Yeah, we discussed it, but obviously the level of recording equipment that they've got, compared to what I can facilitate here, it just wouldn't sound as good, and it wouldn't be fair on you, and it wouldn't be fair on the readers and listeners. So hopefully, we'll be back up and running, and I can't wait to get back to do it. Hopefully, it might just take a week of just solid. I mean, it's hard work though. Like,
yeah, I bet.
I'm like, sure it is writing it, just sort of staring at one and reading. And you have to get your teeth in. So yeah, I think these are all mine.
It takes longer to speak a line than it does to read it. In your head, you read it fast, obviously, right, but you've got to speak it slowly and pause and do all that.
Yeah, that was one of my notes, actually. to slow down. I was like, and the other one, actually, this is interesting, which I didn't realise was sort of protocol for an audiobook, is you have to say it as it's written. So being from Hull, I would just instinctively say wanna or no or like, or, I don't know, or yeah. But if it says yes, you have to say yes. And if it says want to, you have to say want to. So the amount of times I slipped up and had to go back because I was reading it like, yeah, I wanna.
Well, for the record, I could call them and say, look, I think she does some wanners.
Yeah, well, maybe put that in a memo to him.
Yeah, she can do one.
That'll get it done quicker.
Yeah, she can. And she's allowed to say audiobook, because that's it, isn't it? Audiobook.
Audiobook. Oh no, don't though.
Oh, no.
It was so lovely though to like read. I mean, I can't give too much away, and obviously you've got a broader audience than just Hull. But you know, there's a line in it where somebody says, "Oh, told you we should have gone to see Phantom at New Theatre," and that just cracked me up because that's so. Hull New Theatre is obviously one of our biggest theatres in Hull, and the book's based at Hull Truck Theatre. But that just cracked me up because you hear things like that all the time, don't you?
You do.
Well, you'll know being an usher there, as and when.
I mean, that's why I made it not Hull Truck, as in, yes, it's inspired by Hull Truck, obviously.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, in my head, I just think of it as Hull Truck.
Of course, I think anyone that knows me will read it and think of Hull Truck.
Yeah.
They will,
yeah.
And then the people who live in other cities, they'll imagine their own theatre, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly, like, just the tour that I was on just got cancelled, but it was very, very timely, sort of getting that email from my voiceover agent and reading about the synopsis and having just done 7 months on tour. So totally in the world of the book.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I just found that funny.
A little bit of destiny, maybe, and
yeah.
Things like that often, I feel like that often happens with my books. I feel like the right people at the right time, and do you know Jordan Metcalf, the actor?
Yes, yeah.
He read my Lion's Tamer Who Lost because it was a male that was the lead character, and he did the book for that, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, I hope I match up to him.
Say again.
So I hope I match up to it.
You will. Oh, I'm so excited. You will. I think it had to be, well, at least a northerner, and obviously preferably Hull.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, just I've loved. I mean, I've read it, as I've just said to you. I mean, I can tell you the tale now about how I've read the book, because I didn't get the job until quite close to me starting the actual reading, so I didn't have time to get through the full book. I obviously started reading it, but then I sort of wondered if it might be nice to just read it as a reader would read it for the first time. But then as the recording ended at the studio, because we got into lockdown situation, I just devoured it in 3 days. Literally devoured it in 3 days. I'm not just saying this, it is such a beautiful, haunting mix of everything, like the comedy, the heart of it, the pathos of it. I've thought about it for a long time afterwards. I finished it in its entirety about 5 days ago, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Wow. Hey, they make a film, and then you can play Chloe.
Well, I was gonna save that for after this little chat. But I mean, if you ever need somebody to play Chloe, hi.
I know. You might have to get in the queue though, because there's a real girl who inspired Chloe. There's an usher that I work with, and she's. Oh. I know. So you know what?
Maybe I could play Jess.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, because you are fair-haired actually, and Chloe's dark. So yeah.
It's not real.
But yeah, I know. Roots.
Maybe I could play Jess.
Yes. And then you could be Ginger. Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, I would absolutely love that. But do you, just sorry to turn the tables, but do you sort of, I was thinking this because I know that some of your other books have been turned into plays. Do you write a book with the forefront of your mind thinking, I want this to become a screenplay or a text for a play or a film, or do you just write it, go with it, and then that's something that might be adapted afterwards?
I definitely write it as a novel, knowing that it'll be set out like a novel. But I'm not going to lie, every writer has the dream that somebody's going to pick it up and make it into a film. How to be brave, which you can't see it here, it's up on the wall over there. But that I've written as a play as well, but it hasn't been performed yet.
Right.
But the yet. I'm just thinking.
Just tell me to shut up, without.
You might be about the right age actually to play my female lead in that. So we'll see. Yeah, that's a bit of a coincidence.
Be any age you want me to be, love. Just wipe off the makeup or slap it on. It's fine.
What is your age range as an actress then? What does it say you can do from till?
So I'm 35.
Well, but 35. I thought you were about 30.
Thank you, but I can play younger roles, so it's probably sort of from mid-20s to sort of mid to end 30s that I normally get put up for. So yeah, but I mean it's all in, without sounding poncy, it's all in like the physicality and obviously like poncy, like makeup and you know your clothing and all of that sort of helps. But I'm very good at being a big kid.
Yeah, you do look more youthful than 35. So
it's probably because I'm in this ridiculous coral hoodie with my little sports top.
Your colour, the room just looks like it's gone bluer. Oh no, it's not. No, it is. Oh, what?
That's weird.
No, it's not.
That is weird. Don't know why it's doing that.
It went blue.
Oh God, it's like the book, but blue instead of red.
Oh, don't look in the mirror. Don't look in any mirrors.
Oh, because I do get spooked. I do get spooked.
So do I. You know the scene where the bird...
How the hell did you write that if you get spooked?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, once I was writing, you know the bit where all the birds hit the window? When I was writing that scene, a bloody bird flew at the window and I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, honestly. All this weird stuff happened. I kept hearing sounds when I was writing it and I was like, am I imagining this now? It's a bit scary.
Well, you know what happened.
Yeah. Tell us.
So there'd been no problems with the studio audio recording equipment. None that they told us about, and even when we asked, there was none. And when people read the book, that they'll see there's a recurring theme of a crackling in so Chloe, who is one of the ushers, it's crackling in her earpiece, and all of a sudden, as we started to get into the story and started talking about the crackling of the earpiece and the radio, the microphone started doing this weird crackling thing, and out both of us, me and Johnny, the producer, we were like, is that just you or is that me? And it started crackling, and all the way through it, there were moments where it would start crackling. It was so weird.
I completely believe you. All
so
these
weird.
things happened to me. Yeah, I was doing a reading of it when we were on a book tour, and this poster slowly fell down behind me, and the doors kept opening, but no one kept coming in when I was doing a reading.
Okay, so you know we're all in lockdown, and I'm living on my own with my dog.
Hey, if your dog starts barking, if Ruby starts barking, you need to worry because dogs can see ghosts.
Oh no, I know. But that's why I do. If you're just saying that's why I don't go in the front room. I've got a lovely little front room, and it's all very tidy, and there's no dressing gowns in the background. But Buggerlugs here, every time somebody walks past the window, I'm like that. Puts like 10 years on me. I won't be able to play 25 to 35 if she keeps doing that at this rate. No.
So
it's weird.
So the book is out tomorrow. I'll just show it again, shall I? Trying to catch. There it is. There's the dust. It's out tomorrow. I've got my Facebook Live book launch. If you're able to come.
And bless you. Yes, we're going to go for our little we have our last run around of the day, and then I'm going to come and log in for the last hour with a glass of wine to cheers you.
Wonderful. Well, I'm on at 5:30, but I'll probably be doing it for 2 hours. So
yeah, that's what it says. It said until about 7:30. So we'll be there. I'll have my glass of wine.
Me too.
Or me pinching.
More than one.
depending how I feel. Hey, the local shop, they do 2 for £4 on pink gins. I'm delighted. Living my best life.
Wow. Oh, that is good, especially just at your local. Wow, you just
Especially in London, my love.
yeah. Oh
It's a
my
good job
word.
we are saving money right now, isn't it?
Cheap. God. Yeah. Well, I suppose what are we buying? Just food and alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our livers won't be all right by the end of it, but
Yeah.
there'll be some pluses to all of this.
Well, when I think of them, I'll let you know.
Do you know what? It's really tricky, isn't it? I mean, I've been doing a lot of podcasts recently and a lot of chats about mental health because I'm a patron of my parents' eating disorder charity, Seed, and it is really striking, the level of effects that it has on different people. And one of the things that I sort of realised is that we all have our different ways of coping and we all have our different ways of reacting. And, it's showing the good in people and the not so good in people, all of this. And the good is just phenomenal. And the not so good is sometimes not necessarily not so good in terms of the effects on other people, but the effects that the individuals having on their mental health.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a difficult time. It's something that none of us has ever been through, and touch wood,
Yeah.
we won't have to again. But it's a very surreal moment in time, is all of this, and I just hope that people come out of it having learned some lessons and a bit kinder and a bit more compassionate than what the world has been like before it.
Yeah, I think we'll be changed. I think, and I hope we will. It's going to leave its mark, isn't it, forever?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's that having that sort of being. I'm not saying it's not just a Yorkshire mentality, but definitely I feel it being from Hull that we do have a glass half full mentality. And that's kind of just what I'm trying to do, even though I'm in London. Just sort of think, how often do we get to just reset and take a beat and have time to do mundane tasks, but have time to read, to sit and read a book. It was so lovely for me.
Time to think, don't you know, as well, which is not always a good thing, obviously, if you're having a down day, but just think. We don't get
absolutely.
Usually. We're all busy.
No, absolutely. So hopefully there's a lot of good stuff that we can take from it all.
Well,
but it's just lovely that writing is still thriving and it's not stopped. I mean, like my industry, there's not a lot we can do at the moment.
Of course. But I think I think we'll have a lot of books next year because the writers have got time to write now. So we'll have quite a lot. But we won't have many films. We won't have many plays because none are being made or done. We'll see. And everybody's going to be so excited when we come out that I think it will all just kick off again. I think we'll all throw ourselves into it.
I was talking. I did a talk for some school. There's a educational club that I do a bit of work for, and I do talks for the kids in schools around the country. And because all of that stopped, I just did a little video just to sort of say everything's going to be okay, and I know you're going to miss school and miss your friends and this, that, and the other. But one of the things that I said to the kids, and it resonated with the parents as well, was that to use this time, because when the world hits play again, how brilliant will it be to be ready for it?
Yeah.
And it's not like the world stopped. We've just paused a little bit.
Yeah.
And there'll be so many things that'll come out of it that we won't have even thought of. And so many curveballs. Like, I love curveballs because, you might think you've missed the catch, but it lands somewhere and then you go and find it. And then all of a sudden something else is in front of you. And I just hope that people can. I've got a very weird way of thinking about things, but it's my way.
Perfect way, the curveball. That's a lovely thing to think that you just follow the ball somewhere else. See where it takes you.
Yeah. And I get that a lot with Ruby every day in the bloody park. She gets bored of me, so she leaves the ball somewhere and I go and meet somebody else. There you go.
Oh, thank God you've got her, and thank God I've got my husband. I've not got a dog.
No, she's been amazing, to sort of come off that tour so you know, for anyone who doesn't know, I'd just been doing a play called 10 Times Table by Alan Ayckbourn.
Oh, yeah.
And we had been on tour rehearsing together for 7 months. I was working with lovely Mark Curry, who's a Yorkshire man. People might know him from Blue Peter, but he's also an amazing actor. Robert Dawes from The Royal, to name one. Robert Duncan from Duck Dead Donkey. Debbie Grant, who's in Not Going Out. You know, they became like a family. And, you know, every day we were going to a different, well, every week go to a different venue, perform every night, have a glass of wine, have our crisps, and then go to bed and up again, do it again. And then to go from that to suddenly getting a text to say the tour's cancelled, your job's gone, but also you're not going to get to say bye to your friends.
That's it.
And then to come back to what you think is normality, and it's not normal. It's been a really weird, surreal.
Right. I never thought of that. We never got a chance to say goodbye, did we? Because I was laid up at the theatre, and we never said goodbye because we never knew it was just really going to happen. So we're all in here. I never said goodbye to my kids who don't live here because we didn't know it would happen. Yeah, you're right. Actually, just the rug pulled and no goodbyes. Yeah.
I think that's been one of the hardest things for me.
Yeah. So.
But you know, we keep ticking along.
We do keep ticking along. We keep talking to people like this, don't we? And we just do it differently, aren't we? That's all we're doing. We're doing it differently. Yeah,
and you know what? Like, things will change forever in good ways, but things will change forever like this. I mean, I'm hoping that people will, you know, start connecting more and start speaking more. And you know, I have my so I go to Hull every week, online. So my two best mates, Emma and Katie, who I grew up with through school, we now have every Sunday night we have a night in Lambeth pub, which is our local, but I don't normally get to go home, and like maybe every few months I'll go home if I can. So we have our pub night, but now we're having it once a week.
So it's exactly. I mean, it's almost like you're in the same room when you do this. It really is.
You know, and I chat to my mum and dad every night as well. Like, we have 1 o'clock. Mum sends me a Zoom invite, and she's like, "Oh, shall we have a glass of wine? 1 o'clock." I'm like, "Yeah," but it's nice, and you know, sometimes we don't have time to make time for each other like that, do we? So
maybe we'll carry it on, but in the flesh afterwards.
Yeah, I said to you, one of the first things I said to you, when this is all over, I can't wait to come home and have a glass of wine with you, because I feel like I've known you forever. It's so weird.
You'll have to come and see a short Hull truck.
Yeah, definitely. I want to come and see Mark and everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it'll be one hell of a party when this is all over.
Won't it? I've got a big birthday at the end of the year, and I'm like, it's in November. We'd better be out by then.
I'm sure we will. Are you going to do so even though you're having to sort of not do the book launch physically and do your book, I'm guessing you do like book signings and stuff, can you still do that? You know, would that be something that people can look forward to, or is it just a case of...
Yeah, the minute we're out, even though the book's already come out, I'll still say go to Waterstone, sign some books the minute that life's normal. Yeah. And all the festivals that have been cancelled, they'll happen either later in the year or next year, and I'll just do it later.
Yeah,
but it will happen.
So in terms of I Am Dust, where is... I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this.
Go on, you can.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep asking questions. I just like being nosy. Where does it come on the list of ranking of your books written so far?
Do you mean personally, as in how I wrote it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's like trying to pick a favourite child.
I know, that's why I wondered if it was a bit of a tricky question to ask.
My favourite is my first one because it was inspired by my daughter and my granddad. That's How to Be Brave.
Yeah.
It is up there. It's in my top 3.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's in my own personal... It's number 6. It's in my top 3.
Yeah. And is it because forgive me, I've not read some of your other work, and I'm going to now, definitely.
You have to apologise for that.
No, definitely want to. But I just found it such a... I mean, it kind of blew my mind how you managed to link so many different genres and elements, and yet it totally worked and flowed. Like, that's a skill.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean? Well, it is, you know, one minute I was laughing, and then the next minute there was this ghostly element, and then the next minute I was like, oh my god, what? And then the next minute I was like, no. But it was like comedy, thriller, like mystery, you know, spookiness, ghost tale, like all of it. I just thought, bloody hell, that must have taken some doing to get all of that in, but yet for it to link so beautifully.
Thank you. I don't know how to answer as to how that happens. I'll
Take it as a compliment.
I'll take it as a huge compliment, and I will just say that sometimes I think a little bit of magic happens, that you can,
Yeah.
probably the same when you play a role, where it's instinct. Some of it's just instinct, and I can't tell you how.
Yeah.
It just happens. And
Yeah.
that's not much of an answer, really, but that's the best.
No. It's lovely though. It's. I think that those are the best. That's when you kind of know that you're on the right track. I think.
Yeah. When it just feels right. Just feels
right.
right.
And like, even just sometimes, like, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. Like, I love that, because I do believe in it. I do think, you know, and even like you were saying about your sort of script landing on, you know, in front of me when it did, but also the fact that even though going 7 months and then coming back to this is hard, actually I'm so glad, because I'm a creature of comfort. I'm not very good with change. But I just lived 7 months of a different bed every week.
Yeah.
You know, living out of a suitcase. Nothing was like, there was no constant. Everything was just trying to adapt and accept, and then all of a sudden this is the situation that I'm in. So I think for me, my reason is, thank God, because maybe it was just building me up to understanding how to deal and cope with this situation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll come out of this, I think, possibly stronger people, better people, more grateful, won't we, for the things that we have.
Yeah.
And that can only be
good.
That
Absolutely.
can only be good.
100%. Yeah.
So
and hopefully books will soar as well, because
I hope,
you know, people have more time to read and invest in that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And everyone should go and get your book, because it's amazing.
I was just going to say, if you can't go to the theatre at the minute, but you can in this book. It will take you to the theatre. Yeah, it will take you to the theatre. So
and don't forget Jess.
Yeah, I won't forget. I'll put a good word in for Jess. I've got Chloe, now I've got Jess. Absolutely, yeah. Maybe I'll play Chester.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Chester's my favourite.
Funny, wasn't he? He's inspired by
I loved him.
Every kind of male usher I've worked with, all clamped into one person.
It was brilliant. Well, the passage that I had to read for my audition, was the bit where he's giving her all the gossip, giving Chloe all the gossip, and I just loved it, because, you know, I know that well, like the back of my hand, and like you say, it's so true, and I hate to be stereotypical, but it is what it is.
That's all. Ushers, we just gossip. We just gossip about everything to do with theatre. That's all we do. So really,
absolutely.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh, and you, my darling.
I'm going to click off the recording button, but we can talk a bit more after. But I'm going to say, so thanks for chatting to me. It's been absolutely.
Thank you. Keep safe, everyone.
Thank you. And you. Take care.